Okay, so you just picked up a Rippa R10 with the Briggs & Stratton and wondering, what do I do now? Well, in this video, we're gonna be going over some of that stuff. Things that you wanna check when you first get it, grease zerks that are hard to find unless you keep looking, and how to maintain this machine so that it stays good for you as long as possible. So first of all, we wanna come up to the back. So I can show you a little later as we get close, but there is a yellow cap here that you open up to check your oil level. Okay, unscrew that, pull it out, make sure your oil's good to go. In the back, we have a tank here. A lot of people wonder, what's this tank for? It's plastic and it's empty. It is an overflow for the hydraulic oil, so it should stay empty. In fact, there's a hose out of the bottom that drains right back to the hydraulic tank. But here we have the hydraulic oil. All right, this is where you fill it. Lift that off, open this lid. It does have a sight glass. Now, if the sight glass, this is showing half full. A lot of times the sight glass will show just a little bit in there. People think that's where the level's at, but really it's just residue that's sat in there that has not escaped. So showing half full, it's good, but you can open that up. And what do I put in there? For our region, the South, it's ISO 46. So that's really just a consistency based on the temperature that we are working in. So ISO 46 is what you need. All right, the next thing we're gonna be doing is a few basic operations. I'm gonna hop on it, show you some of these levers here and what the machine will do. And I forgot to mention, here's the choke. Now they do put these in different places. Some machines is on the other side, but they've all been at the back of the seat. Raise it up to choke it if you need to. Okay, so we didn't need to. So we've got this unlock switch right here. That engages the hydraulic pump. Okay? So these will, even with this off, it will fall, but it won't go side to side motions like that. So this joystick spins the cabin around. Yes, it'll spin all the way around. And turn this way. It also moves the stick. That's called the stick. This is called the boom. So moving the stick on this one, curl the bucket in, go to your leg, curl it in, go out, curls it out. It also moves the boom. So, go up and down. On this joystick, it has a button for the horn. On this joystick, it does not have any kind of symbol here, but you're able to push it down and work the side swing boom. So just like moving the cab, if I want to move the cab, pull it to the inside, but if I push the button while I do that, it moves the boom. Okay, this unit also has expandable tracks. So if you push it down there, use this. I see my door's open. Push the blade down to get the tracks off the ground, and then there's a switch. Flip that switch, and that operates the tracks. You can see those go in and out. Then when you have them where you want them, put that switch the other way, pick your blade back up. I'm gonna extend this to where I can reach some of the grease zerks a little easier. All of the machines have a delay. When you turn the key off, goes through a relay, that's created a delay. So, nothing's wrong with it, just the way they're designed. So, I did not show you these, but these move the tracks forward and backwards, operate independently. And we have the throttle, that's right here. Okay, now we're gonna go over greasing your machine. We're gonna start with this needle style. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, if it'll focus on. But it's got two different styles. It has the needle and then it has the standard that we're used to here in the States, the little nipple. So we're going to start by looking at the front. I like to have a pattern and I just randomly do it, but we'll start down here. These are the what I call normal style grease zerks, but what we're used to. Wherever they're covered, protected, you'll have the regulars, and wherever they're exposed to where they could get caught on a branch or something and ripped off, they've got the needle style flush mount. So I'm going to start by looking at this. Everywhere there's a pivot point, there's going to be a grease fitting. So if I look down here, I've got one right here. I push it in, give it some grease until I see it coming out around the pin there. Okay? No science here. You just grease it until you start seeing it on either side of the joint. Even one in this pin here in the center. Okay, so on the cylinder, I've done both ends. Here and here, here and here, and then here and here. There is on the cylinder as well the hydraulic thumb. We've got the cylinder on the blade. Now this one you might actually have to turn the cab to be able to get to it. Depends on what style you're using, how long it is. And I've got to come around on the back side. We've got the swing arm boom cylinder, and it's the same thing. Okay, so you saw where I went. That's for the needle style. I'm gonna swap this out, then we'll get back to the others. Okay, now I got my end swapped. If you have regular mechanical grease guns and just want to keep one on each, you know, it might be easier than swapping it on each time, but I've only got one electric one, and I'm gonna use this electric one. Some people say, oh, I'm just gonna swap them all out. You can, but I found that these needle styles are actually pretty easy to work with, so I've kind of grown to like them. All right, so starting on the boom. I'm gonna come here to the front. Just putting the grease in until I start seeing it come out, or you hear it somewhere. Oh, there it is, starts poking out the sides. Yeah, the regular style like this, they'll get stuck on like that right there, and I know you can loosen these. This seems to be a little messier. You don't really have to loosen the flush style, but get it on there. Coming out already. As you can see, on the first time this is getting greased, it goes through a lot of grease, so just get ready for a little forearm pain. Okay, I think I have one on the other side of this as well. Yep, up here. So on the other side, this pin. Got one here. I've got two over here on the back side of this pin. And on the blade here. Well, again, this is one of the reasons why I've kind of grown fond of the flush ones. Okay, so there's three that are really hard to see. There's two holes right here side by side. There's zerks in there, and on the other side, there's another zerk. It doesn't have a hole because it's cut out for the cylinder. So you kind of got to look up in there. They've been placed at, I don't know, different positions on the machines. And when I say different positions, some are too high for you to be able to get your grease gun on it. So guys will have to notch it out with a grinder to be able to get there. Now these take a lot of grease as well. Okay, so we've went over the basic operation, also some maintenance issues or maintenance items, so they're not issues yet. They will become issues if you don't grease them. But we looked at how to grease your boom, some that are hard to find, like these two in the holes and then one under the plate back here on the other side. The cylinders, we've got them there, we've got them on the blade. They're all over, which is good, but it does take a little while to get them all done. So we've got the hydraulic oil here that we talked about. Check the level. On those, you'll notice when it starts whining. If you hear a whining sound, you better add some. Also, in the back here, we talked about the oil level, but didn't point out the air filter. You also have the air filter. You'll want to check, keep an eye on that, make sure it stays clean, not getting plugged up. Depends on the kind of conditions that you're running in. But we recommend running the engine 20 hours before you change the engine oil. And on the hydraulic fluid, we recommend 50 hours. There's a lot of debate on what kind of fluid it comes in, but we've had good luck with the Rippa. Some of the cheaper machines do oil that people say is more like just a water shipping fluid, but these have hydraulic oil in them. I looked at the oil that they're putting in them when they're getting assembled, and it's good oil. All right, so what else? Hopefully you're feeling a little more comfortable with your new R10. As you run this, you'll want to keep an eye on your tracks. Rubber tracks, they do get loose, especially when they're brand new, they'll stretch out a little bit. So when you're stepping on and off, this one's not bad. You know, it might be just a little bit loose, but it's like a chainsaw. You don't want to over tighten it because then you wear out your bearings. So wear out prematurely. So you want to keep it to where when you're turning, driving around, you're not hearing the popping sound. If you hear popping sound, you probably need to check your tracks. So with the tracks, there's this plate right here with two bolts on it. You'll pull those out and you'll see a piece of all thread sticking out, and it's got a jam nut on it. You loosen that jam nut and you can tighten your all thread and it pushes that pulley out. So some of the best tools for that are crow's foot for the jam nut and then a short socket to get on the back of it. There's not much room there. It's a small hole, but it's doable. I've done it. It's not as difficult as it may seem. But to go around, see if I left out anything. When you turn the key on, you hear a fan sound, and that is just the hydraulic oil cooler, which you need to keep it cool. But I think that wraps it up. No, one other thing. If you bought an attachment package and running an auger, it has these quick connects. Now there's a valve on each side for each quick connect, and you've got to rotate that valve. Right now, it works the thumb. See the hoses, they come in, they go back up to the thumb. All right, so if you turn that, it's gonna come out of the block and go to this to work your auger. And your auger, I didn't cover your pedals here, but they are right here, front and back, it rocks, so forward and reverse. So you get hung up on a root, you'll be able to hit reverse and get it out of there. Okay, well, I think that's it for now. I'll look in the comments if there's something that I didn't address, and I'll try to catch you on another video. But until then, hey, hope you enjoy it, be careful, and dig a lot of holes.